Good evening, everyone. Hello everyone and welcome to the third evaluation race of our pre-season here at Invictus Racing League. It's me, Jack TM53, commentating once again on this fabulous part of our pre-season. We've got effectively a full lobby in for tonight. And joining me in the comms box today, I'm delighted to have Mikey back in with us, the director here at IRL. Mikey, how are you doing today?
Alright, buddy. Yeah, not too bad, mate. Obviously, for those in the UK, the weather is a bit hectic at the minute. To be honest,
it's a bit toasty.
We're having our summer on one day, but no, looking forward to our first race in Britain, and then our second one later on. It's very interesting. Obviously, a full grid as well, which is always amazing.
Yeah, it's really pleasing to have, and we're about to go qualifying in just a moment's time, everybody. For those that aren't aware, for the structure of the evaluation races, it's the same as we've done for the first two. It's a one-shot qualifying followed by a 25% race, and then we'll do the same again. We're starting at Silverstone again. I know some people are wondering, why are we running at Silverstone once again? We've got to make sure we get the data right. We want to make sure everyone is allocated in the same tier. So that's what we are sorting out at the minute. The next race will be at Interlagos, though, so a little bit of a nice change. That's a mix-up we've got running there compared to the last few rounds. But we did run the social race last week around Interlagos, and that was a 50%er. So looking forward to that. We are going to go into qualifying in just a few seconds' time, and I'm going to let Mikey take it away. Mikey, who are you picking? Who are we going on board with?
Do you want to go on board with... Oh, I forgot here. Sorry, 2 seconds. Sorry, Milo de Boer. So, she go through tier 3, or was it tier 3 now, sorry. A bit wide. So, going to tier 4, open it up a bit. Just going to tier 5 onto the DRS, onto the main straight. Obviously, preferably stick on the right hand side. Going into tier 6, down to 4th. Throw it out wide into third, try and keep it as middle as possible, and obviously give it a go towards I can never remember the corners around here, sorry, but the turn 8, obviously up to the run up to Maggots and Beckett. Oh, the 2 shows retired. Obviously into the left, the right, left again, and then the sharp right hander back onto the DRS straight. Towards the end, we have the right hander, which is a 4th gear of memory. Obviously, coming up towards the penultimate corners, you want to go as far right as you can. Throw it in left hand, back over to the right, back around the last corner, give it the beans, and then yeah, across the line.
There we go, and it's provisional pole for Sydney 5802 of a 27.3. Milo de Boer, who we're on board with there, slotting himself onto the 4th row of the grid. Mikey, if you want to take us through the qualifying efforts from everybody so far.
Yep, so we've got Sydney with a 127. So you tell with one, obviously in second. On the 3rd row, we've got ARL and Ginger Tiger. On the 3rd row, we've got Sunboy in Kent. 4th row, Milo de Boer and Joe. On 5th row, Iray and Arun. 6th, Hulkenberger and Clips. Obviously, next, and then we've got Stephen, DXT and Marty. Gattuso, Ashtube, and the rest of the field. Disqualifications.
Yeah, not ideal for those guys who've had to start from the back. But in any case, we are going to be getting ready in just a few moments' time. Hello to everybody who's commented, I should say, below. So hello to Iran, Juliana Manu, and ARL. Good to see you all. Hope you're having a good time. Everyone who's in the chat, who is there? Oh yeah, no, Stephen too. I didn't actually just scroll down. Hello there. Stephen saying, let's hope I last more than 2 corners. Yeah, definitely. Big
Tyres,
C has
no.
also said Iran has done 5 race distances in preparation. I'm not really surprised. The level of commitment.
We love the effort. But yeah, probably leave that to the main part of the season. Obviously, as a lot of people would know, Jack, we released our calendar for the season 21 this morning at 9 o'clock on the dot.
We did, yeah.
Time. So obviously, got our social race next week.
Our last race of pre-season as we go into the formation lap. But go on, Mikey, carry on your point.
Obviously, we will have that, and then once the social race is done, obviously myself and the management team will be sorting out the tiers, and then we will be able to get in touch with each of the drivers and obviously sort teams out that way, so we can basically be prepared for a start. So I'm obviously really looking forward to that. So
yeah, it's quite a quick turnaround, to be honest with you. I mean, with the way that the assessments have worked, we've got a lot of data to fall back on already. What we're waiting on now is the other drivers who are yet to take part and participate in a race of our pre-season. So we're looking at ARL tonight, Milo De Boer, J. Ray Bay, and just having a little bit of a further look down, the Wolf, Ronanosaurus as well. Those 5 drivers getting the data in so that we can assign them to the right tier as Sydney weaves his way towards Copse Corner in the old turn 1 of this amazing track. Obviously originally opened in 1948, first hosted the Formula 1 World Championship in 1950. He's got Gel. Even though Gel did say before the race to me, I'm not feeling particularly well and I'm struggling, DXT Matty has just disconnected. He qualified in 2nd place, so clearly he's not struggling too much.
True. Obviously, before it was a racetrack as well, it was also a airbase.
It was.
For those who are interested in that bit of knowledge. But anyway, back to the
You were just delighted to say that. Of course.
History, so.
Of course, we all love our history. Just looking at the strategy on the left-hand side and the timing tower, you can see Kent, the highest of the drivers, not running the soft tyre. He's starting on the mediums in the McLaren, as is FRLO Stephen. Gattuso on the hards, an interesting strategy. We'll see if that pays off. Ashtube and Ronan on the mediums. The rest of the grid are on the red Pirelli compound tyres. And Matty has got back into the lobby, which is fantastic. What we wanted to see. And we're just about to go live in a moment.
To be fair, it's quite an interesting tyre choice, to be fair, because if I remember correctly, about 27 seconds for a pit stop here. So with Ken going on those mediums, obviously O'Stephen, Ronan and Ashton, but then it'd be interesting to see the hards, but how Gattuso gets on them, but yeah.
We got the Ferrari on the right on pole. Gel has angled his car towards the infield. Here we go. The race is live for evaluation race 3. It's a cracking start from the front rows. One of the Mercedes gets fired off into the grass as they approach turn 1. Luckily managed to avoid any big dramas as Gel looks to make a move inside at the village complex. Gel is through, but Sydney has the inside line. ARL fighting with Sunboy over 3rd position. There's Ginger Tiger in 5th place. Julian managed 6th. Kent's dropped down a spot, but not a disaster for him. He'll be happy with that start. Milo De Boer trying to fend off Iran for 8th position as they approach the left-hander. Iran's got that all wrong and clatters into the back of Kent. Fortunately, nobody goes round, but that's going to allow Milo De Boer to go up the inside at Luffield. Mikey, what have you been seeing?
I've just been watching the back, mate. Absolutely great little scuffle at the back. Which is obviously not a lot of changes, but it's very close. But obviously, with it being the first lap, we're going to expect that. Quite a few people going wide, surprisingly, on the old turn 1, going towards Maggot and Beckett. So I'm guessing a lot of people have gone for the top speed preset. Obviously, as people will know, the presets for our evaluation races are the standard presets for the game. So
Ken got it all wrong onto the exit of the main hangar straight. He's dropped down 5 places. Ronan trying to go around the outside of JR Bay actually loses a spot to JR Bay as Kent now fights back into 10th position on the outside and then to the inside. So Kent gains one of those places back. Hulkenberger with no real way to go as O'Stephen throws it up the inside at the final corner. O'Stephen certainly showing some form in these evaluation races. Let's hope he can have a good season of season 21 here at IRL, but he's really gotten some good battles in. Ronan, though, the biggest improver, well, he was until he let Ashtube through there. He'd gone up 5 spaces on the opening lap. He's now just lost 2, and he's sideways out of the exit of the village complex. Frenetic start already, but my God, there's loads of action already.
Obviously, this is what we love to see. Obviously, come on, guys, give it a bit of time to get into it. But at the end of the day, you've got 12 laps. You've got to get round. Obviously, especially on those medium compound tyres, you want to try and keep up with the pace. But you want to try and look out. Obviously, you've got to push. Oh, we've got a yellow flag.
It's good too. So. Thanks to the unique nature of the race direction, we can't see whether he's damaged his front wing. He was in the wall. We'll have a look. I'll let Mikey have a look at that. But we are on the DRS straight here at Silverstone. Sydney, Gel, nobody really having any major issues, but Kent is going past Clip. So despite his wobble on the last lap, Kent has now moved himself back inside the top 10. I have to say it's very, very competitive in terms of the split between Tier 1 and Tier 2, and this is adding to it. Gel, new fastest lap of the race at 29.6 so far, but the field very closely compacted together. Mikey, did Gattuso get damage in the end?
He did. Obviously, from what I can see, he's got damage to his front right. Obviously, he's now coming in. Well, the question is, will he slow down enough? Because we know a lot of the past few weeks, a few people have...
No.
No. That is one that's caught quite a few people.
It has.
So, but then it's also changed. It's obviously, the thing is that I can always see him. Oh, we've got another yellow flag.
I think it's Ira. He's had a spin by himself.
Let's see if he's got any damage.
I don't think so at that part of the track. He would have. It would have had to have sailed off to Surrey to have got front wing damage from there. But
I was going to say the helicopter's going away from the car, so I can't exactly tell.
That's all right. Back at the front, Gel putting up the pressure on Sydney. These two definitely looking like Tier 1 drivers. Merck will be rubbing his hands together with glee, knowing that he's going to have a massive fight on his hands in season 21. DRS wide open for Gel. He's not close enough. ARL doing a cracking job in the Alpine. He's got Sunboy right with him. Ginger Tiger going very strongly. I have to say, the Mercedes man is really doing well. And Iran is in. So that is a very, very early pit stop. And I imagine that Iran is going to either take the mediums or the hards. He's not going to do a 2-stop. That won't happen in a 25% race. But I reckon he's doing that to get out of the traffic early, box, get himself good track position, and gain some places. Like Mikey says, getting some clean air.
I reckon he's probably... you know what, I'm going to say it now. He's going to go for... Oh, no, he's going for the
mediums, yeah.
So he might be going for a bit of a gamble. So, but it might work. If there's a safety car, he'd probably come in for the softs anyway. But if there's not, he's in for a winner. He could be in for a winner, to be fair. Where's Gattuso is obviously back on the back straight now.
Gattuso, of course, our champion last season at Invictus Racing League. He's having some difficulties adapting to F1 25. We'll see how that plays out. Hopefully he'll have a better race in Brazil. I don't know if he's been caught up in an incident. I'm just watching... I'm just watching Sunboy. He's really closing the gap on ARL. He will be commentating this season as well. We heard him a few weeks ago with myself. He'll be commentating on Tier 2. We're looking forward to that action. But he's under pressure from Sunboy. He's going to move to the inside line as we get into turn number 15 at Stowe. But fair play to the Alpine. Keeps his place.
See if Ronan can make a move here.
Other Sauber in the pits as well, just to make a point. So you were watching Ronan?
Yeah, I was going to say he was going to go forward, but it was a bit wide at the end of the back straight. But no, it's actually quite nice. Like, obviously the pack's quite, sort of together. It's quite nice to see that. To be fair, it's like nearly halfway through. But it is nice to see the pack relatively close. So, but no, kind of think obviously the ones at the back have mainly been ones that have pitted, to be honest. So it's we've got a 3-second time penalty for Ronan for
track limits. I'm riding on board with the Wolf at the moment, who's right behind Ronan, and Ronan just ran wide on the exit of Aintree at turn 5, but the Wolf putting some pressure on Ronan, even though the Racing Bull in front of us is on the harder medium tyre in front of us, so those softs are still working quite well in this 25% race. Further up the front, Gel not quite close enough to Sydney, but somebody's going to have another go at ARL, I think, Mikey.
Definitely. Oh, obviously, just having a quick sort of. Oh, there we go. And there's some boy on ARL inside. Question is, can he do the switch? Oh, okay. Both Ginger and ARL have gone in.
And Gel's got a 10-second time penalty.
Wow. That just opens the gap for Sydney. He's just got to keep his head down now and obviously not, unfortunately, get a 10-second penalty himself. But I've noticed there's quite a varied, obviously through the field, just having a quick sort of look, is depending who relies on the RS more, who's harvesting it a little, a bit better, or you can tell who's in battles or whatnot. So it's quite interesting to see how people utilise it in different ways. It's quite nice. It's quite interesting, surprisingly. I can be a bit south of that sort of thing, sorry, so I do apologise for the boring. So when you're watching how certain people. So, there we go.
What are you looking at, Mike?
Watching Ray then. Stephen there, who's in the back end then. Going towards the old pit lane.
Yeah, as we come towards Copse Corner, on board with the Mercedes. Runs very wide. Just left it too late, missed his turning point, and that's going to give O'Stephen just a little bit of a breather. Of course, O'Stephen, don't forget, on the medium compound tyres. What I said before, I was giving O'Stephen praise because he really is showing some cracking form in pre-season.
Really?
And it's really nice to see him up there. And, fighting off JR Bay, who's going to be nowhere near close enough. Sydney pits from the lead. Meanwhile, looking at the other drivers who've made a pit stop, everyone outside of the top 8 has. Gel is still a couple of seconds.
J-Ray's in.
Yeah, J-Ray's in, that's fine. Ginger has also pitted. J-Ray's now picked up a time penalty to make that the third driver who's done that today. The two Saubers are in 12th and 13th. Milo de Borg, you're doing a good job as Milo at the moment. He's keeping right up with Iran and Giuliano Manu. But where is Sydney in relation to the man that we're trying to keep an eye on, which is Gel? It's going to be close.
Yeah, so Sydney is just out the pit lane now. So is it a good second and a half? Oh, we've got a yellow flag.
Ira, I think, has gone round, but he's pointed in the right direction again.
Oh, that's good. Happy days. But no, obviously, it's 1.4 seconds. 3-second penalty for Gattuso for the multiple warnings. So Sydney obviously 1.2, 1.3 seconds. Obviously with the fresher compound, but obviously you'll have to get him going a little bit more. Whereas Gel's obviously got that one lap sort of heat into the tyres, but it'll be interesting to see. But like I was saying together, it's quite interesting, Jack, obviously how many drivers have picked the more top speed presets instead of, whereas I personally prefer obviously the higher downforce. Especially, I don't know why I've always preferred it, obviously especially round.
And Kent adds himself to the 10-second. I've never seen, and I've been part of IRL for a number of years.
That was very close from the Wolf, sorry.
Yeah, it was.
Very close.
But I've never seen so many. I think it's Arise had another spin. But no, I've never seen so many drivers catch 10-second time penalties for speeding in the pit lane. And I think that's because F125 has got a slightly different braking feel to F124, and I wonder if that's just catching them out. But right now, the Tifosi are going to be delighted because FRL O'Stephen leads here in pre-season, the number 47. He hasn't pitted yet, but he's running his own race, and I think if my mathematics is correct here, when he pits, he'll probably come out it's going to be around Ronan, I think, in 16th place. But he's enjoying his time in the sun.
So, was it 26 seconds, give or take?
26, 27, yeah. It's going to be close.
So, yeah, so he'd be just ahead of the Wolf by a second. Obviously, give or take, that is. To be fair, he's come on leaps and bounds, to be fair to Bo Stephen. Oh, a little bit of a lock up there. With back to start, but no, he's come on leaps and bounds, to be fair, so obviously the time I've been racing against O. Stephen. So it is nice to see that, you know, progress. It'll be nice to see, basically, is he going to go for a title charge this season? Oh, and he's in. Question is, can he hit, is he going to get the limit? But he's good, he's in. Obviously Sydney now takes the lead of the race.
He has got Gel.
Quite close.
Massive snap of oversteer for Gel then. Wow.
I was about to say, bit of pressure from Gel there, but obviously that little bit of oversteer has just done him in. But no, between these two, it's relatively quite close. So if these two are in Tier 1 this season, man, it's going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely like
especially
it will
for our
be.
first race being Mexico as well. So that'll be very interesting. So
Stephen
IRL isn't too far behind.
No, he's not.
Right.
O. Stephen has come out just behind the Wolf in the end, so it was very close, but clearly the Wolf's new tyres has just closed that gap a little bit. As Mikey was saying, ARL is leading a trio of drivers. Ginger Tiger is having a fantastic day out at Silverstone at the moment. I am really curious to see where Ginger Tiger ends up in the assessment, because he could end up in Tier 1, he could be in Tier 2. We'll wait and find out on that. He's not one that we've fully calculated yet, because this is his second event in pre-season that he's doing. Some boy's having a good drive. That's Kent past Aaron, so Kent getting a move on, but he's using those soft tyres to good effect. He's now behind Milo De Boer and Giuliano Manu. And speaking of, I think that's Ginger Tiger going past ARL for third place. So the Mercedes, having a great time.
But,
Milo De Boer and Giuliano Manu are having a nice fight as well. And Kent's joined them too.
Kent's position, because obviously Kent's got like front row seats to this. So
he wants to be beyond the front row of the seat, doesn't he? He wants to get up to 6th place. He's clearly the quicker driver at this point in the race. We've got 4 laps to go, including the one that we're on. That's wide from Giuliano Manu, and I think Kent's going to take it on the inside here.
No. Oh, is he?
Yeah, he does. He's got the grip.
Now he's on the outside now. The question is, will he have the room? Just about. Ooh. Obviously now with the DRS, he can go for Milo. But can he catch him before the end of the straight? Not really. But let's see what he does. Oh.
Big snap.
Snappy.
Kent's got so much more grip on those new soft tyres. He's going to be able to overtake Milo De Boer, I think, on the hanger straight. I'd be surprised if he didn't.
Knowing Kent, I think if he could, he'd try through Maggots and Beckett. Oh, 3-second penalties for Gel.
To add to his 10.
Just on one with Kent. See if he can make this overtake work.
He's closing, he's going to go to the inside. That was late. I thought he'd lost control of the car, but he's held it. He's going to have to fight for this now on the outside, and I think Milo, sensible driving that from Milo De Boer. Through he goes.
Brilliant bit of racing there, boys. Absolutely brilliant. But no, but this thing, if Milo can keep on to the back of Kent now for the next, 3 laps, obviously, because Kent, what's he got?
10 seconds for his drive, well, for speeding in the pit lane.
Just keep pace with him now. But obviously, you'd rather beat them on track than through a penalty, wouldn't you, let's be honest.
A win's a win in my eyes, but I do understand what you're saying.
Especially in my case, but it's quite rare for me to beat anyone, to be honest, so I'm quite happy to.
That's why you prefer the balanced setup as opposed to the high speed one. Oh, side by side, it's it's the Wolf, and I think that is Ronan on the inside. Now, Ronan was at the front of this queue, so I think he's been overtaken by Hulkenberg with the DRS. And I think Ronan is struggling a little bit with the battery.
The Wolf's going for the move. No.
No, that would have been...
I think he's just sort of telling her, I'm there, I can take it. Let you make the mistake, then I'll go for it. He's just making
He's prodding and probing, I think, at the minute, but Ronan's got 4-lap old soft tyres now, and I'm just wondering how much has he got left in the tyre degradation, I wonder, because, you know, O'Stephen is at the back of this queue now. We've actually got, from 12th to 17th, there's a very nice fight here, but his tyres will last to the end of the race. He's got no issues, he can push flat out. A little bit of a lock-up for DXT Matty in 16th place.
I'm just going to ride on board with O'Stephen, because like you said, it's actually quite an interesting little path, this. But obviously anything can happen. But it's dependent now. Do they save the ERS for the last lap if they've got it? Or do they just use it now and hope for the best? Because obviously, as you can see from there, DXT Matty's just got about, what, 15-20%? So he's been harvested, but...
Here comes O'Stephen. He's got a lot more. He's going to be brave. He's going to try around the outside. And Matty shuts the door on him. And Hulkenberger is fighting as well with Ronan. So this back... I know there's a lot of other action going on further up the field. Like ARL, Sunboy, Ginger Tiger are still together, and Milo De Boer with Kent. But these guys are a proper sextet of 6 drivers right now. And... you don't get that many drivers in one shot, to be honest, so it's really nice to watch.
Within a 3-second interval from 12th to 17th. Like, second to last lap, that's pretty good.
Ashtube just getting past Iran for spot in 9th place, so he's in a Sauber sandwich. Our race leaders are on the final lap. Here we go.
The move. Very close between Ronan and the Wolf. They're going to give each other the room. Wolf just got the space.
Ooh.
It's a bit close there, boys.
I think Ronan just lost it on traction and just slid into the side of the Wolf. I don't think that was intentional. I think Ronan's car is starting to cry about his tyres.
But J-Ray, obviously, the amount of ERS he's got compared to...
But he's going to have to use it.
No, I know,
this is the last lap.
Is great. No, it's the last lap, yeah. But he's got this and the back straight. Obviously, there's Ronan's light flashing there.
There goes J-Ray. No. He's on the inside. Ronan's gone very deep, and that is a move made. And no, Stephen and Matty have made contact. So that's their fight done. I want to skip forward. Sydney still leading away on the final lap of the race. Gel was very close to him, but Sydney's battery situation has just plonked him easily at the front. O'Stephen picks up a time penalty. Not that we need to care about that. It's been still a great race for O'Stephen. But Sydney's going to come through the final few corners. And Gel, I think, is going to drop out of the podium places. But well done to Sydney. It's another pre-season victory for him. Well done to him. Gel gets his penalty. So that's going to put Ginger Tiger. What a result this is for Ginger Tiger. Second place. And that's going to put ARL in the 3rd, Sunboy 4th. Kent, will he end up 5th? No, because he's got a time penalty, so Milo De Boer gets it. And all the penalties are going to start shuffling everybody around. What about that fight? The Wolf is going to go home in 12th, Hulkenberger 13th. JRA Bay is going to have his penalty, so Ronan moves to 14th. O'Stephen will be disappointed with the contact with himself and Matty, but as Matty nearly plants the gravel trap. 17th for him, and we've still got Ira and Gattuso are going to have a fight on the final lap.
Right, I'm going to watch from Gattuso's perspective. Just a bit wide there. Okay.
I think Gattuso will just want to get him on track, won't he?
Yeah, but it's like I said, sometimes you want to get them on track, and then... is he letting him go?
Easy as you like. Well, I think Gattuso will be happy. He's managed to complete a race in pre-season without having to retire from problems. I know we've still got only 3 corners to go, ladies and gentlemen, but still, that's that's still an achievement for Gattuso. So, wow, we nearly spoke too soon.
There. Right, you can say it now. He has finished.
Well, there was a lot of action there to try and cover. There was a massive fight all over the place. So Spud, good evening to you. You're right there, friend. It was some cracking racing. We got the Ferrari of Sydney celebrating on the podium. Let's have a look at what the special awards are. We've got race winner Sydney, fastest lap as well. Driver of the day, Ash Tube, most overtakes from the Wolf, but that doesn't mean just from the back of the grid. That is throughout the race, it tracks it. And Jolian and Manu gets cleanest driver. Let's have a look at these race results then. It's Sydney who wins and comfortably takes the fastest lap in first place. You've got Ginger Tiger and ARL ending up on the podium. Sunboy is fourth. Milo De Boer, great effort from him today to finish in fifth. Gel in sixth place despite being unwell. He's done a good shift there. Jolian and Manu in seventh place with Ash Tube in 8th position, coming up from 16th on the grid. Iran and Clips round out the top 10. Kent, with his 10-second time penalty, would have been in the top 10 quite comfortably. He's 11th. The Wolf in 12th. Hulkenberger in 13th. Ronan, first appearance for him in season 21. Well done for 14th. DXT Matty, JRA Bay was right involved in the fight in 16th. Stephen, unlucky in the end with his spin, with DXT Matty in 17th. Ira and Gattuso round out all of our race finishes this evening so far.
Well, that's good, obviously, to be able to do the first race and not having any safety cars.
That's positive.
Positive, to be fair, so congratulations, everyone. But yeah, obviously, imagine we're having a little 2-3 minute break and then going to Interlagos.
We are going to Interlagos.
Which is a fan favourite of yours?
Yeah, it has been for a long time. Interlagos is one of those circuits that has been on the calendar for quite some time. It's had a few different iterations over the years, of course, and its space in the Formula 1 calendar has changed over time. It used to be one of the opening rounds up until the mid-2000s, and then that changed, and now it's towards the end of the year. It used to, of course, be the concluding round of the championship back in the late 2000s. Yes, 2007, yeah, 2008 when Hamilton won. You're spot on.
Was it penultimate corner against Timo Glock?
Oh, is that Glock? It was.
Yeah, see, I do have some memory still, to a degree. But no, like I said, obviously we've now got Yas Marina as the conclusion of Formula 1.
Yeah, it has been since 2009. Yas Marina took over the final race of the season. That track has also undergone some updates over the years. The chicanes are long gone. But today at Brazil, 15 corners, 2.6 miles of tarmac for them to negotiate in some amazing corners such as the Senna S's, the Descida do Lago, Juncao, Bico de Pato, Pinarino. Fabulous circuit. I'm always a big fan of it. I think it's got a cracking flow, and I think for modern F1 cars, it's a circuit that, weirdly enough, still works.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. Obviously, as you know, I've got a love-hate relationship with Interlagos. Obviously, when it's weird because when it's dry, I prefer driving in the dry, obviously. But when it comes to Interlagos, I love driving around in the wet, and I don't know why. It's just something. It makes it more interesting. If that sounds right, to be fair. I wouldn't say I don't know. You could say it spices it up a bit. So, but yeah.
Now, Mikey, the next question: do you want me to do a lap on board with the drivers, or would you like to have a second shot at it?
Do you know what? I reckon you should do it because I was dreadful. I will.
Jack knows what he's talking about, so I will hand over all responsibility.
Can't go wrong if it's not my fault. End of. It's the joys of my job.
Aaron's just made a comment to say, I'm exhausted after that. I hope not, Aaron, because you're going to be doing this next race in a moment. Who will I go on board with, I wonder? Let's see what the game is.
Or... Yeah, that's a good shout.
Let's have a look, shall we?
Let's see if we can.
Right then, towards turn 1 we come. We've got Giuliano Manu is the driver we're going to go on board with. Then into turn 1 at the centre rest. You've got to get the car down through the gears. Giuliano going down to 3rd, 4th. A little bit of a slide on the exit of turn 3 around the exit of the centre rest. Blast down the first DRS straight here as they approach turn 4 to see the Interlagos. Braking at the 100-metre marker on the left-hand side. 4th gear for the Sauber and then flicks the car through nicely. 6th gear completely flat in the dry, and then we're up towards Ferradura. The right-hander really got to be committed to this corner, but you've got to be careful of the grass on the inside. You can see the Sauber getting a little bit out of shape, and that's dropped him from the top 2. Around the left-hander then we go as we approach the next couple of corners here at turn 10 into Bico de Pato. The right-hander, again, just a touch wide, a little bit of understeer running in that Sauber as he goes through the left-hander at 11. Juncao, the last heavy braking zone on this lap. 4th gear on the exit. Despite the few issues that Giuliano has had, this has been a good lap. He's running inside the top 5. Last of the DRS points on the circuit. Rear wing wide open, 203 miles an hour for the Sauber, but it's ash tube. It's a Red Bull 1-2 here in Brazil, and the last time we said that was when Sebastian Vettel was teammates with Mark Webber.
Was that the thrown up incident, or was that when Mark Webber retired in 2013?
13, yeah.
I was just noticed, I don't think Sydney's in that lot. Oh, he is. Sorry.
He is in the lobby.
Apologies. I think I'm just used to seeing it at the top, sorry.
Let me go through the running order very quickly. It's the Dutch 1-2 with Ashtube and Gel in 2nd place. Milo in 3rd with Ira and Giuliano Manu and Ginger Tiger into the top 6. Clips, Kiri and Kent, Sydney and DXT Matty round out the top 10. J. Ray Bay and Ronan are on row 6 with the Wolf and Gattuso. 2 Aston Martins on row 7. Ira and ARL are the last of the drivers to set a legal lap time. O'Stephen, Hulkenberger and Sunboy all invalidated their lap, disqualified from the session. So let's see how their races are affected by that. Mikey, prediction time. Who's winning this one?
Oh, it's a hard one to call.
I like putting you on the spot.
I know, you called it that, right? First, Sydney I'm surprised with, but with Interlagos, a lot of it is the distance, not the single lap. That's one thing of there is you can do a great qualifying lap, have an absolutely horrendous just race.
Yeah.
Ooh, I think it's a. Do you know what? I'm going to throw it out there, right? I reckon Kent could bring something into this. I reckon Kent could have an interesting one. Or Gattuso. See what his race pace is like. But then
I would happily bet you £20 in the nicest way possible to Gattuso, because I get on with him quite well. He won't win this race.
I am not a betting man, so that's just nothing against.
I mean that in the nicest way, Gattuso, if you're watching. There are some very quick drivers in this lobby. We've got the formation lap underway. It's a Red Bull 1-2. Gel saying, forgot my DRS in Sector 1 because I was changing brake bias and differential from the basic setup. And yet you are P2, Gel, and you're run well.
Can you please give me your setups, please? Just like I need to understand this.
Well, he doesn't have any setups because he's running a preset. That's all he's doing.
No, it's like his wheel settings and stuff. If he's used to, like, I need them for me set my own. But no. To be fair, Ginger had a really good race before, so I'm actually quite intrigued to see how he gets on. So,
good effort from Milo de Boer as well in 3rd place. That's a good effort from him.
His 2nd race with us as well. That's really good.
I'm sure Bjorn is cheering him on.
Happy days. Bit of support always goes a long way. But no, it's one of them. Obviously, I don't know if you agree, but there's some tracks, obviously, like Silverstone, that are a bit longer. There's a lot of people are better at more the shorter tracks or more technical. Obviously, like Austria. Obviously, trying to think of a few off the top of my head. Sorry,
Zandvoort.
Yeah, Zandvoort. Qatar, you could say.
No, that's a bit too long.
You reckon?
Yeah, I would say so.
Fair enough. But obviously, Interlagos is what, on average, 1 minute 10?
Yeah, it's not a long lap, is it? It's about 70
No.
seconds. Monaco would fall into the short circuit category, but that's very unique because of the way Monaco is. But you're right, the smaller tracks tend to, there is a blend of them, but some drivers really are good over a shorter mileage on one single lap pace. But around Interlagos, it's not really about that. We've got a nice splitting strategy just as the last car pulls into grid. We've got 5-6 drivers on the soft tyre, everyone else on the mediums, but the front 2 Red Bulls are on the soft. So let's see how tyre strategy pit stops works out for that. But we've got the first of the 5 red lights here for Interlagos. And the race is live here in Brazil. It's a good start from the front row. Less so for Milo De Boer. He's going to get sandwiched by the 2 Sauber drivers. Gel is on the inside for turn 1, but turn 2 and 3, Ashtube has a better run. There's a yellow flag for one of the Mercedes. I'm sure Mikey will pick up on that in a minute. But Gel and Ashtube are side by side. Ashtube is going to go into the lead of the race. Iran, then Milo De Boer, then it's Giuliano Manu, Clips, Sydney in 7th place. That visual glitch on the exit of Tecida de Lago is still there. No one's actually got damage. That's the McLaren really wide in the background. I think that was Ira going off the road.
It was.
Oh, that's late from one of the Haas cars who's just piled into the side. Whoa, bit of a slip of oversteer for JRA Bay. I think Kent got it a little bit too deep into the right-hander after Ferradura, but just about survives. Mikey, did you see what happened to Ginger?
I did not. Obviously, unfortunately, at the time, was actually watching Sunboy. He was actually having a really good start, to be fair, but obviously it seemed like ARL had dropped back a bit. And the next thing, obviously, he was just a battle. From what I can see, Ginger's got no damage, but he's starting to pick people off already. So, yeah, obviously no damage as we can see. But
2 Aston Martins side by side into turn 1. Gattuso going all the way around the outside of the Wolf, and that's a nice move. 2 Aston Martins keeping that clean. DRS open, activated on the second lap, of course. Everybody down this main straight, though, not looking really close enough for a manoeuvre into turn number 4 as Ginger Tiger looked at the back of ARL there. That's something to watch because those two were very quick at Silverstone. See if they can build the way through the field. And ARL's already over the back of O'Stephen. And I think that's Gattuso round. And I think... Did he have contact with his teammates? I didn't see it. They were close together. I don't want to insinuate anything.
Car,
might have just had a spin.
Just in case there's any... no, can't see any damage on the Wolf's car either, so it might have... Obviously, if we're wrong, we apologise, but obviously for what we imagine, it might just be just a spin.
Milo De Boer, new fastest lap of the race, so he's down to 5th position. Giuliano Manu has got past him, so it's a Red Bull 1-2 with a Sauber 3-4. I'm trying to recall from the top of my head. There's a yellow flag, and that's Ginger Tiger. And Gattuso is retired in the pits. He's not part of that, but Ginger Tiger off the road at turn 1. And thanks to our wonderful race camera direction, well, Ginger hasn't got any damage, but that's 2 spins in 3 laps. Not ideal for him.
Obviously, it's quite rare for Ginger to do that, to be honest, especially quite early in the early stages. Little oversteer on the back end there, but though he's going on obviously in a straight line as it is for now. But no, I think he might be struggling with the setup from Jack, from what we can see.
I don't know whether he's had any contact or whether he's driving angry trying to get up to the back of the pack. So we'll just have to wait and see. But the top 5 all line astern here. But Milo De Boer doesn't want to be line astern. He's going side by side with Giuliano Manu, and that's into 4th place. And a battle for the lead as well. Ashtube just about defends it. Giuliano Manu fights back on the inside at turn 1, and Milo De Boer, giving him racing room, slots back into 5th. But that little fight has just brought everybody else back together as Ashtube, for the lead of the race, gets overtaken by his teammate tonight, Jel Geeson moves up into P1. Oh, that's a huge snap of oversteer for Ash Cheap. How he held onto that, I've no idea. But Iran will slide up the inside, and he's going to go through.
But no, obviously, as you were just going through that, then obviously Kent made a move on Clips, and obviously Sydney's picking the way through the rest of the pack. Obviously, slowly but surely, starting to catch the front pack. So it's been really good. So let me have a look. Oh,
Kent's gone round. Kent's gone round. I don't think he's. Yeah, I don't think he's stuck. I think he's just trying to get back on circuit. That's an odd place to have gone for Kent.
Where's he? Oh,
he was on the exit. He was on the outside edge of turn 10. I'm not sure how he's ended up there. Maybe he was pushed there in the end. We didn't see it because that's such an awkward camera angle. There's Milo De Boer back for third place. He's on the inside of Ash Cheap. Oh, just a little bit of wheel-to-wheel contact, but the Racing Bull passes the parent car for third position. But Milo's now, well, everyone's going to be under pressure of one another because they're all got DRS.
Obviously, with Sydney back in the pack now, so it's going to be pretty interesting. See how it happens now. But as it stands, Sunboy has got the most positions so far. 8 positions. They started 19th.
A good start for Sunboy. He's absolutely flying. The Wolf and Hulkenberg are up 5 places too. Kent is in the pits, so he's obviously had that spin, but he's decided now's the best time to fire out and get some, in his hope, get some clean track space. Oh, Stephen's done the same. Ronan's also pitted, and that is Sydney round at the final corner. The Ferrari facing the wrong way, and Sydney is going to drop all the way down to 13th place. He was battling with the Wolf and Clips. There's so much action going on. Here's JRA Bay getting overtaken by the Wolf for 6th position. It's almost impossible to keep an eye on it. It's absolutely incredible.
It is unreal. Obviously, I'm watching J-Ray now, who's behind the Wolf. You obviously see what it is, because every time it seems to go away, there's a bit of action, so we go back and then nothing happens and actually at the grid. Like, you know, like just trying to keep track of everything. So, but no, obviously slowly but surely, it's just some boys just sort of taking it, like just taking it, letting other people make the mistakes. Obviously not getting involved in the battles, but obviously trying. Oh, nearly a bit oversteered by Clips there. But yeah, it's quite. It's nice to see when you see people who just like keep themselves away from the action and just pick up little places there, and everywhere. So it's quite good.
Yeah, it's really nice to see. But a lot of drivers having a good time. Can we also I want to just take a very brief moment after Milo goes past Iran for second place. That's Giuliano Manu and Clips in the pits.
Yeah.
I just want to take a moment just to say, for the benefit of everybody who is watching, that Clips, who's in 11th place, dropping down the order for his pit stop, a massive shout out to him, because throughout pre-season, Clips has been hosting all of the races and has been a massive help for everybody in the management team at IRL. He's been really happy to help out. So we just wanted to give a shout out to him because he's been absolutely brilliant, and looking forward to battling with him this season.
Definitely, obviously, absolute legend. Obviously, going out, obviously, when we've had the difficulty, he's always been willing to step up and help us. So it is massively appreciated by the management team. So,
well, there we are. The director himself giving positive praise out for Clips.
Mental attitude.
At the front. So Gel is still leading the race. He's in first place. He's coming into the pits now. Everybody else, I imagine, on the medium tyres is going to carry on, apart from Ash Jeep, who can't pit yet. Aaron gets a time penalty, so that's going to bottle his race, and he was in a really good position then.
What a move from the Wolf there.
Lovely overtake. Yeah, very nice. Really nice move that from the Aston Martin. He's gone very well in this race as the Wolf. He's had a bit more of a muted right. Here comes J. Ray Bay on the inside. Oh, a little bit of oversteer for the Mercedes,
too much
yeah,
there,
but he's going to try. There's no way he's going to try and go around the outside there, but he did attempt it.
I appreciate the commitment, but
that could have been a huge accident. But nevertheless, they kept it together on circuit. Anyone who is watching, of course, do make sure you check your blood pressure for that one.
But no, obviously, these two fighting's going to give Wolf a chance to obviously try and clip back a bit mild. But for his second race with us, and he's obviously in the lead, obviously he's not pitted yet, fair enough. But you know what? Fair play. He's 3 second time penalty for Ronan. Where is Ronan?
Ronan is down in 15th place, but he'll need to make another pit stop as Ashtube finally gets rid of those soft tyres. He was a little bit impacted by the fact that Gel got the first of the pit stops for that team. Gel's got Ginger Tiger and the two Saubers tracking him quite nicely. So Aaron's going to move up the inside of the Mercedes at turn 1. Through goes the lime green Sauber. Of course, Gabriel Bortoletto scoring his first points this season. This is his home circuit, of course, so it was a nice boon for the Sauber team to have a double points finish with Nico Hulkenberg as well as Giuliano Manu moves through. So maybe these guys taking a little bit of inspiration from both Nico and Gabriel. He's in the pits, I think. Yes, he has. He had front wing damage.
Milo spun.
Oh no. And I think he's beached. Yeah, he's beached. And that might just bring out... I think that's going to bring out the safety car. I don't know how he gets out of that. He's trying to move.
Using the momentum off the tyres themselves.
I don't think it's going to get him off the curb. I think he's done yet. That's it.
Yeah.
It's a massive shame. Did he put a wheel on the grass?
I think he did. Or
Must
on the
have
curb,
done.
on the right hand side.
Yeah.
And then obviously I just happened to catch the aftermath of the spin. And he's gone back to get out the way of fair play of the other competitors.
And then got stuck.
Unfortunately, getting out the way. So he'd done his own racing, but that's an absolute shame. He's just an absolute blind of a race. Absolute unreal pace.
Yeah, he's doing it.
Jay Ray, also a new person to our races this evening, is technically now leading.
He is in the lead of the race as our net race leader, Gel, moves past Hulkenberger for 5th place. But Jay Ray's another one who's just jumped forward tonight. He's put some good moves in, and he's in front of ARL, who's also moved up through the field. So I'm just looking through, if we look at the pit stop situation, everyone inside the top 6 bar Gel is yet to pit. So expect Hulkenberger, Sydney, Sunboy, ARL and J Ray Bay to drop down as Ginger. We're not going to draw too much attention to the time penalties. But we will pay attention to ARL getting a 10-second penalty. And Sunboy's done it too.
So, as it stands...
Hulkenberger joins the team as well. How many times have we seen people getting 10-second time penalties for speeding in the pit lane? I've never ever seen so many drivers do it. It's absolutely crazy. But speaking of not crazy, here comes Ashtube up the inside of Clips for 6th position. That was a really lovely overtake from the Red Bull. He moves into the top 6. That'll become the top 5 because J Ray's still yet to pit. And Clips, where are you going, mate? Get that one back on circuit. He has done. That's a fortunate one.
But no, it could be quite an interesting season then. Obviously, in regards to obviously people getting penalties in the pit lane. Oh, so do a 3-second penalty. Possible corner cut.
Yeah, or a track extension potentially. And Milo's naturally left because he's obviously been disqualified. I'm really sad to see that. He was having a really good run.
One little mistake. So to get out of the way to be fair to everyone else, and unfortunately,
that's just how it plays out. Yeah, it's just how it plays out sometimes.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. But we move on. Ashtube is the next driver trying to move forward. He is a man on a mission. That's deep from the Wolf. So flick it to the right hand side for the centre S, and then the Red Bull right in the slipstream of the rear diffuser of that Aston Martin, and the Wolf not even fighting that one. He lets him go straight through.
It's well, quite interesting because obviously he is saving his ERS here. Obviously, whereas we got a yellow flag. Center S's. Someone has gone.
Yes,
I'm going to
that's
guess that's
Ronan.
Ronan.
Yeah, he's got
I
going
think he's
again.
just got on the grass. Yeah, he's got DRS. He can get himself going with a bit of pace. That's nice.
Clip's starting to go backwards now thanks to the drivers behind, so ARL is the next driver. He's got so much more grip on those fresh soft tyres. So at the moment the Alpine, I think, is going to make an overtake on a Williams, which you wouldn't often say so much this season in real life, but we are running, of course, equal performance, so that's open for everyone. A lot of comments have come in whilst we've been chatting. But I'm going to go through those in a moment as ARL whips his way past Clips with DRS, and Clips, sensible as he is, just lets him go through.
Sorry, Jack. I've got a feeling, obviously, just watching J Ray here, I've got a feeling they're hoping for a safety car here.
Yeah.
But then, obviously, if they go for this, if the safety car if the safety car comes out, everyone is we might
Say rah.
No. I was about to say we might actually have a safety car.
Ronan's retired in the pit lane.
Fair enough.
As Ginger Tiger, he's trying to get past those, Steve, and these two have history, but Ginger goes through. Ginger had no battery down the straight then. I'm surprised he made it all the way through. So that's just going to bring everybody out in terms of the gaps a little bit. Ash Cheap's got past another car. He's running in 5th place. Let's see that the comments are saying. Good evening to Jordan. Good evening to Clips Curry's dad, who said, when your son is called a legend, proud dad moments. Rightfully so. He is a top lad. J Ray is in the pits, so that puts Gel back into the lead of the race. Jordan also saying, most under the radar drive by Hulkenberger. I was keeping an eye on Hulkenberger. He was doing a good job. Sunboy goes past. I think DXT Matty is going to get passed by Sydney, and sure enough the Ferrari moves into the top 10.
So obviously, as it stands, the thing is, if Clips can keep within,
well, he's on for a top 5 finish, isn't he? Because
top
ARL 4? Well, no, because actually I'm looking at the penalties, so
ARL's got 13 seconds. 13. The Wolf's got 10.
Aaron's got 10, that's right. Okay, good spot, Mike, because that's true. Clips needs to not lose 3 seconds to Aaron, who's running the hard tyre, I think, from what I saw earlier. He
confirm it for you. Yes. It's quite an interesting choice, to be fair. But then again, I always go, Ronan has...
Yeah, another one of the retirees. I don't mean he's old.
No. We'll be here all day if we start talking about me and you retire. But no, it'd be quite interesting if the... obviously, there's still a few laps to go. But it'll be interesting to see... Obviously, the pack is a bit separated now.
You say that, but Ashtube isn't separated. Oh, they were separated by nothing at all. Ashtube and Giuliano Mani, but the Sauber just placing his car in a position where the Red Bull can't come through. Ashtube's been a little bit unlucky so far in this race. Don't forget he qualified on pole, but he's just been sort of caught up in a little bit of traffic. His recovery efforts so far has been really good to see, and as I said before, don't forget Ashtube, he got stuck having to do an extra lap on the soft tyres because Gel came in. So that's really thwarted the race for the Red Bull, but he's right there and he's on for a podium at the minute.
But to be fair, I'm surprised by the Wolf, you know. I'm actually quite surprised, if I'm honest. It's just took his time, picked his way through the grid, really. But ARL not too far behind, but Clips obviously catching, to be fair. But he is on 9-lap old mediums now. They must start. They must surely be screaming. That's a 3-second penalty for Ginger.
Here comes Ashtube to the outside again of the Sauber. Tries to go all the way around the outside and he won't get through there. He won't be able to overtake off circuit. But this is a chance for the Wolf. He's going to be stuck in behind Giuliano Manu and can't take advantage, and the Red Bull just maintains his place, but the Red Bull trying to go around the outside. That would have been impressive at that corner. You don't see an overtake around the outside there often, outside the first lap. But the Sauber is doing a big defensive effort. But like Mikey said before, ARL is joining in the party. So we've got a quartet and I think that's... Oh, it's Irara, actually. I thought it was another McLaren that had appeared.
I was going to say, oh, that's amazing. But no, just a little tad of roads there. Oh,
that's Irara again. There? It's Irara.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay, yeah. Fair enough. I just seen cars, like, oh god. But no, obviously the Wolf just trying to find any space he can just to make a move, and both the Red Bull and the Sauber acting like 38 plus. They're just like, no, I am not letting you through. So, could this be a mouth moment?
Oh my god, it
won't.
Oh, that's on the inside. There's contact with the Aston Martin. The Red Bull gets forced out wide. Giuliano Manu. That is true as well.
Oh, this has made the coincidence. Oh no.
Ashtube's made it. He's got the corner. And here comes the Wolf getting overtaken by ARL. He's on the outside line. And he's going to be on the inside for turn number 8. And ARL snatches 5th place away from the Wolf. So good racecraft from our Tier 2 commentator.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Thing is, with these even fighting, Sunboy and Clips are starting to catch up to the guys. So this could generally be a really interesting last lap, all to play for, just for P2. And so from P2 as far as P8 possibly, but
I don't think Iran's going to hold on to 2nd place as ARL now down the inside. Ooh. Contact between himself and Giuliano Manu. Well, I think ARL's going to have another crack at this.
But then he's got to be careful because he's got the Wolf behind him.
I think he'll go through. Yeah, he's got the battery left as the Alpine to get past. And he moves into 4th place, which will be a net 3rd as it stands.
No, so if we just have a quick look at our penalty list, if I go, oh, Giano's got a penalty now. Oh wow, Clips could actually get 3rd. Just think about that. A possibility out of nowhere. Clips could, if he could just keep it on the road.
I don't know. It's going to be close. I'm going to cut forward though, because despite this guy being unwell, he has driven away from the pack today, and it's going to be Gel who takes victory here in Brazil. Well done to Gel. Great drive. That's a commanding performance. Iran is going to finish 2nd on the road. He won't stay there, so it's a Red Bull 1-2. Ashtube in 2nd. Who's going to get 3rd place? It's Giuliano Manu who takes 3rd for the time being. Iran holds on to 4th. Clips gets 5th in the end. Not by much. J-Ray Bay is 6th. The Wolf is 7th. ARL is 8th. Sydney inside the top 10 with Sunboy down in 10th place. And everybody else is just about to come over the line now.
But no, he was so close in the end for Clips, to be fair. I was just... But no, fair play, he gave a good effort, to be fair, near the end. But that was some great racing. Those last 5 laps between the front pack. So, but no, obviously Dutchman taking the victory.
That's a Dutch one too.
Oh, Northern Irish on the podium as well.
Yeah, and P3. So the last Northern Irish driver to get a podium, of course, well, if you want to be specific about it, is Eddie Irvine, even though he's under a British flag. But the drive is celebrating. Let's have a look at the tags here. So Sydney gets fastest lap, driver of the day, and most overtakes goes to ARL. Not a surprise for that, because ARL did start near the back thanks to his DQing. Ashtube gets cleanest driver. In terms of the final standings, then it's 1-2 for Red Bull and a 3-4 for Sauber. In the end, with Gel, Ashtube, Giuliano Manu and Iran placing there. Clips is 5th with J-Ray Bay, the Wolf, ARL Sydney and Sunboy rounding out the unofficial point scorers. DXT Matty and Ginger Tiger with FRLO Stephen and Hulkenberger round out the last of the finishes, retiring sadly Ira, Ronan, Kent, Gattuso, Milo De Boer getting DSQ'd, sadly.
Yeah, absolute shame, to be fair, also with that DSQ. But to be fair, it was absolutely unreal. Really good race from everyone, to be fair. Very hot, like really good everything. Some pretty impressive moves. And yeah, obviously it's been a brilliant hour and just shy of an hour. Or
Just over an hour,
should I
yeah,
say,
yeah.
sorry. But no, obviously.
Who's your driver of the day, Mikey?
Do you know what? I'm gonna say my driver of the day. Probably with that drive for obviously, I'll say the Wolf. To be fair,
Yeah.
obviously he got unlucky in race one at Silverstone, but then obviously brought it back in race two. So, but really good effort from everyone, and obviously we do enjoy watching people who want to take part. So, yeah.
Well, in that case then, thank you very much for watching, everybody. We will be back for one more event as part of pre-season for season 21. We'll be racing in our social race, which is also kind of acting as our unofficial evaluation race for a couple of other drivers who will be appearing. That is next Monday on the 7th of July, and then the full season 21 will start in earnest on the 14th of July with Tier 1 on a Monday and Tier 2 on a Tuesday. We'll be putting all of the information you need to know about in our social media channels, so do check us out on, of course, YouTube if you haven't subscribed already. Make sure you do. But also give us a follow on Instagram. We're also available, of course, on Facebook and X as well. Mikey, is there anything you'd like to say before I finish up?
Obviously, thanks for everyone watching tonight, obviously loving the comments. Anyone wants to take part, there's still time to get involved. Obviously through the Discord, and obviously we can get you involved, hopefully, in this, obviously the social race, and obviously going forward into the new season.
Please.
So.
Well, it's bye from Mikey.
Ta-ta.
It's bye from me, Jack TM53, and wherever you might be in the big wide world, have a good one. We'll see you next Monday, 7th of July, for the last social race in our pre-season.